joining me for the last session. As you can see, some wonderful photos of Jeffrey Laforteza, and Michael Capo Bianco. I want to make sure I try and say that today. I hope I said that okay, Michael. Michael's going to be our trusty Q&A guy for this session. We're going to actually jump right into it. And I'm actually going to begin. So the way this format is going to work is we're just going to ask a question, and then we're actually going to jump into, now you are going to see my little bit of a PowerPoint interface as I switch screens. Actually, maybe you won't. No, I'm going to try and, the first question, which by the way, we're going to answer. And now what this is a series of questions that we either get a lot, that's popular, that a lot of people ask about. So that's why we want to just kind of, make sure that we address some of these. Okay, so I'm going to get back here. Okay, so and I'm sorry, I might just have to switch between. We get in touch with support and get some assistance. And does ClubRunner have any learning resources? Okay, so let's just break that down. So you want to get in touch with support. I'm actually just going to open up a notepad file, because this way I can just type this out. I kind of got this ready a little bit before. Some support at clubrunner.ca is kind of our really huge email address. If you have any questions, issues, concerns, feedback, we love feedback, please do send it to support at clubrunner.ca. We are answering all voicemails, meaning if you have our toll-free number to our support line, it's not live, so you won't call in and get somebody right away. You will be able to leave a voicemail, and we're either returning voicemails or we're going to send you back a follow-up email. Right now, the most efficient way to get hold of us is please do use support at clubrunner.ca. The second part of the FAQ was, does ClubRunner have any learning resources? So I'm going to just go to ClubRunner support, if I can spell, .com. Okay. So and actually that does that is worth writing down as well. Okay. So we mentioned this in a prior session, but it does bear repeating, because a lot of people are like, it's 6 a.m., it's 10 p.m., it's off hours. I really need some kind of quick answer. I'm a club secretary, I'm the club president, what have you. Come to clubrunnersupport.com. If you haven't already, tried or attempted or tried to look something up, we're going to take an example. I'm the club secretary. I was just put in charge of attendance. I've never done club attendance before. I used to use an Microsoft Excel sheet. So if you want to look up attendance, just type in the word attendance. If you want to find a video, because the FAQ has, the KB we call it, or the clubrunnersupport.com has, videos and PDFs and guides. You can try to be more specific. I'm going to give you actually just a general search hint. And by the way, this applies to Google as well as all the other search engines out there. If you're searching for something, you're kind of having a hard time, try being specific first and then be more general. In other words, narrow it down first, because you might get lucky. And then if you're not having success, then spread it out a little bit. So what I mean by that is, I want to look for an attendance video. So I'm going to just be very specific, and I'm going to type in attendance video. And this time I got lucky. But if I didn't, then I would just look for the term attendance, which is much more generalized. So, try your hand, try to be specific first when you're doing the search box, and then kind of generalize, as you go forward. It's actually a great little search tip. It'll work on Google too. If you're looking to, sometimes you get giant search results, try to be narrow first, and then widen that search net. Okay, so I'm going to hand off the next question to Jeff, and here you go, Jeff.
All right, thank you, Mickey. So for our next question here, we have it's actually frequently asked in all the years I've been with ClubRunner. How can we use ClubRunner to track non-members of the club? So ClubRunner has had a few modules in place, like we used to. We still have the Friends of the Club, but since then we've introduced the Contacts module, and that's a good feature for you guys to use to track, non-members of the club. So really quickly here, I'm going to share my screen and show you how you can use the contacts module. Okay, so once you're logged in to your ClubRunner site, on the administration page, just looking on the top level menu, click contacts. It's going to be presented here in the top. And then you have like welcome, manage contacts, manage groups, okay, merge contacts. So first off, we do advise that you create a group. Okay, so for example, I'm going to click on manage groups, or sorry, yes, manage groups. And then I'm going to click on add contact group. Okay, so that button on the right side here. And then the next screen, it's asking us, for a group name. Okay, so here I'm just going to type in prospective members. Okay, and just a quick description. I'm going to just say prospects. Right. I'm going to do some color labeling here. Not required, but you can add that functionality as well, and then save it. Okay, so you can see now, like on our sandbox site here, we have bulletin subscribers, meeting guests, which I will touch on in a short bit. Okay, and then the one I just created is prospective members. Okay, so now I can view the contacts because I don't have any for this. Okay, so for example, I click on view contacts for that particular group. And then here, I can start adding the contact for that particular group. So I could do it one at a time, right? Or what you could also do is do an import. So what I mean by that, if you have a fundraising event, okay? So, you have maybe a couple of fundraising events in your club and you generate a few $1,000s for that event. You have maybe a couple of hundred people participating in that event. You don't have to like keep reinventing the wheel and keep on creating like distribution list for, that event. You can use the contacts module, okay? Create that like say, flag day event or like say a duck raising event, right? You can create that as a group and then import the contacts for that group. So in here, when you click on import contacts, you can actually download a template file, which is in CSV format, and use that file to populate first name, last name, right, email address for those contacts, and then import them all at once, okay? By doing that, you don't have to like add them one at a time, okay? And in this manner, once you have your contacts in place, you can now use the communication features on ClubRunner. For example, email communication. So here, let's go on communication. Let's click on email services, okay? And once we load this up, let's compose a new message. So just really quickly, not without going into the detail, when you're sending out an email, you have contact groups in your distribution list here. So you can see, you can expand that and you will see the groups that you just created, okay? It's only gonna have like the groups that have members in them. So I don't have a group yet for my prospective contacts. That's why it's not showing. Another one would be meeting guests. So I quickly touched on that. So on ClubRunner, you have the ability to actually enter in guests, for meetings. So just really quickly, when we go to attendance, okay, and then meetings, and then in here, we also have our August 27th meeting, okay? So you can actually enter in guests. So just really quickly, I want attendance, meetings, opened up the meetings, and then I clicked on guest. So here you can click on add guest, right? And that guest, is that guest a Rotarian, a speaker, guest of a member, or other, okay? So let's say guest of a member, first name, last name. I'd put in an email address and then put a tick mark on this box that you have consent to like send an email to that person, okay, and then just save it. So this way, when you again like send an email, going back, email communication, okay, you're able to like send or communicate, with those prospective contacts, okay? So over back to you, Mickey.
Thank you, Jeff. All right, so we're going to get right to the next question. So I'm just going to take over the screen if you don't mind, Jeff. So, you know, a lot of people ask us, if I update the information in ClubRunner, does it automatically get updated to RI or our district? So, I want to touch on that, and to do that, I apologize. I'm just going to go like this very quickly. Okay, so I'm logged into a club website here. Okay, and we wanted to, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to talk very briefly. This is going to be kind of a teaser for tomorrow's our integration webinar. I know we have a nice formal presentation lined up for you tomorrow. I want to talk about our integration. So first of all, what is our integration? Okay, so what our integration is that's how info member information from ClubRunner goes up to Rotary International. Now, I'm going to use the word up, okay, because this is something that we kind of talk about. Uh, if you imagine 3 floors, I'm going to use my analogy, and it's a very short, so bear with me. If you have a building with 3 floors, club, district, RI, then RI is the top floor, club is the bottom floor, and district is the middle floor. The elevator always travels up. You have to take the stairs down. What I mean by that is, if, and that's the big if you have RI integration turned on your website, then yes. If you input information on the club, or if you input member information, phone number, address, what have you, if you input member information of the district, the elevator goes up. So yes, the information will travel up. If you input information, let's say, and by let's say you terminate a member or you add a member on RI, that 3rd floor, you have to manually bring that information down. Okay, so the elevator travels up, you have to take the stairs down. That's a little hokey, but it does help sometimes with people understanding. The only reason I brought up the website is, and I'm not going to go into very much detail because we're going to do that tomorrow in our webinar that we have planned for you. So up along the top blue tabs. Now, actually, I'm going to use the admin screen first so you can see. I'm going to scroll down, okay, and I'm going to go look for the R integration section, which is right here, okay. And what I actually want to check is, oh, I'm very sorry, accidentally clicked. You're going to click on integration settings, okay. And the reason I do that is, first, if you're not sure, if you've never heard of R integration before, if this is the first time, you want to make sure R integration is turned on. Now that's going to be a certain percentage of you who may or may not have heard of R integration. Another percentage of you, I know there's a lot of people, they know what R integration is. And it's like, okay, well, then what you do is you, and now we're going to use the top blue tabs. And by the way, this is the screen for the R integration settings. If RI integration is turned off, you will see this yellow box, and it will actually prompt you to switch the R integration on. You must follow the instructions. Don't worry if you see this. We're going to cover this tomorrow in greater detail. I just want to touch on this today so that you know what you're looking at here. Obviously we don't have our integration turned on. That's because a member information is confidential. So, you know, we weren't able to store this is all fake membership data. We weren't able to store that in Rotary International, but you would set up our integration, and we're gonna talk further how to do that tomorrow. And then if this is on, if our integration is on, you use the top tabs and you click on our integration. And one of the main functions, not the only one, but one of the main functions is right here, compare and synchronize. That's what I'm going to click on. And it would show me basically what's in ClubRunner versus what's in RI. Do you have certain members who only exist in ClubRunner or who only exist in RI, or are their names accurate? So, and I know you're looking at a blank screen right now. I apologize. Like I said, for this one, we couldn't get that. Basically, it's not valid because RI needs valid membership information. But like I said, this is only a preview. This is a teaser for today. This is my little 3 to 5 minute crash course introduction. We're going to delve further into it tomorrow. So to answer this question, if I update our information on ClubRunner, does it update to Rotary International and our district? The answer is it depends. You have to have RA integration turned on. That is a one-time thing. So if you've never turned on RA integration, you have to do it once, but you don't have to do it like every year or something. Once it's on basically for as long as you're a ClubRunner subscriber. Okay, and I glossed over an enormous amount of information on purpose because we're going to be discussing that further tomorrow. Okay, and I will. I believe Jeff, is this? Did you want to do the access levels?
All right, thank you, Mickey. Okay, so another popular question asked for ClubRunner. How do I change access levels or the access level for some of my members, on ClubRunner? So again, let me share my screen because it's really, really simple. All you have to do is go on to your ClubRunner site, make sure you're logged in. In the member area, you're gonna go on to membership, okay? So there's a couple of ways of doing that. I always instruct people on using the top level menu, right? We've introduced this nice looking grid, for accessing the some of the most common functionalities on ClubRunner. So here, I'm a site administrator on our sandbox site. So obviously I have access to, my active members right here, but just going from the top level menu, okay? So membership and then members list, okay? So once you have your roster in here, you can quickly browse, like say for example, Erica here and Vera, they have access level 70. Now, I don't want to upgrade their access level, so all we need to do is click on their name. So we're going into their profile, and that would be onto the settings tab. So again, click on the name, go on to settings, and then click edit. So edit on the right side. It's going to give you this page. And then from here, you can give them a higher level of access, or you can even bump them down if you want to. So eventually you do want to empower your members and give them more access so they can help you in managing your ClubRunner site. Okay, so for example, Erica here was a level 70. I'm gonna quickly give her club executive access, okay, because she's gonna be helping with maintaining membership information. Okay, we do have some members who probably don't have, are not comfortable with logging on to a computer, right? So she's gonna help and make sure that their information's up to date, especially with the email. And then just click save. So the next time that Erica would log in, she now has access towards not just updating members, but also changing the website, okay? She now has that access. Now, just really wanna touch base, what does those access levels mean? So quickly, if you go to ClubRunner support.com, which again contains a wealth of resources for ClubRunner. And then in this big search box where it says, how can we help you? Just type in access levels. And it's gonna give you a list, what those access levels mean, and even instructions on how you can change them, okay? So it's actually a great resource, clubrunnersupport.com, even coupled with like say the website here, like say you're changing the access level, right? You can refer to the help articles contained on the left side, okay? For doing things on your ClubRunner site, okay? So Mickey, I do want to move on to the next question as well, because I do want to follow up with this, changing access levels. And
Absolutely, Jeff.
now,
Sorry, Jeff. Would you? I'm going to
yeah,
prompt you
so
for the
right here.
next. Yeah, I'm going to prompt you for the next question. Sorry to interrupt, Jeff. Oh, and by the way, I've turned my microphone volume up a little bit. I hope everybody can hear me. I haven't touched my levels all day, so but I have turned it up a little bit. Hopefully, you can hear me. I'm going to ask the next question so everybody can kind of get a sense, and Jeff's going to answer it. How can we get our members to use ClubRunner for Jeff?
All right. So again, I've traveled a lot for ClubRunner. I've been to like, 12 Rotary conventions, a lot of president-elect training seminars, and you've seen me at the Zone Institutes as well. So that's a really common question that I get asked. How do we get our members or more of our members to use ClubRunner? ClubRunner is not just a tool for one member of your club. You shouldn't be delegating all of the functionalities on ClubRunner for just that one member of your club. That member is going to burn out, and God forbid we don't want that member leaving Rotary because he's overwhelmed with all the things that that person has to do with ClubRunner. So getting your members involved with ClubRunner, the best way is really forming a committee, small committee, maybe 5, 6 people, right? To help with the the secretary of the club, treasurer of the club, the administrator, and then again with changing their level of access, right? Instead of restricting them as members who are just logging in and who can only update their profile, give them further access, right? And then give them different roles. Like for example, you can change them to editor, and now you're making maybe a couple of your members um, edit the website, create the bulletin, create like speakers or enter the speakers for the meeting, and even manage events. And then if you do have like say a mid-size or larger club, maybe you have like, over 40 members or 50 members, you can even like switch it up 6 months into the year, right? You assign, that particular access to a different set of members, right? So now you're engaging these people, these members who are just like coming to your meetings, sitting down, listening to the speaker, and going home. Now they have something else to do that's involved with the club, right? You're engaging them to be more involved, not just in Rotary, but in helping the club be more organized and be more proactive in the community by using ClubRunner, which is a very important tool. Okay, over to you, Mickey.
Thank you very much, Jeff. All right, so we're going to move on to the next question. It's a little bit more specific. Can we add more fields to the member profile to track additional info? And pardon me, I'm just going to adjust my microphone. I want to make sure you can all hear me. And I'm going to speak up a little bit. So, okay. What does this mean in a nutshell? And pardon me while I just go here and get back to the website. And go back to the administration page. Okay, you've got your member profile. And you've got, we stored name and address and phone number and all the basics. I want to talk about something specific here because a lot of clubs, they need this. And I don't mean just this, but they have a need for, we'll take the example of police clearance. Some of our Rotarians, they're going to volunteer with children. They have to have a police clearance before they're allowed to volunteer with kids. How do we keep track of that in the database? We don't have, ClubRunner does not have a default field called police clearance. Can you keep track of that? The answer is yes. So I'm going to go use the new admin screen. We're going to scroll down, okay? Let's see here. What we're going to do is we're going to look for the section called membership, which is right here. We're going to look for a special field called, special link called custom member fields. Okay, I'm going to click on this blue button. I'm just waving my mouse around. I'm going to click here. So what's a custom field? It's a way for you to store anything extra in the member database, and you store it for all your members. Maybe you only care about police clearance for like the 5 Rotarians or members who are going to volunteer with kids, but it'll be stored for everybody. So if a 6th, 7th, 10th, 15th person steps up and says, I'd like to help with the volunteering, you can store it for them as well. Let's go over this really quickly. It is worth noting that you can essentially expand the database to your needs. So I'm going to click, I clicked on custom fields. I'm going to click here on add new field. Okay, and we talked about police clearance. So all right, so the police clearance, and I'm going to add out here, this is actually a nice little character, that police clearance question mark. And let me make that a little bigger because it's a little hard to see. Police clearance question mark, do they have police clearance? And you can be like literal, right? You can say, do they have police clearance or whatever, right? But this is actually relatively self-explanatory, police clearance. And then you can ask, what type of information am I storing? So if I click here, it's obviously not a date. Well, it could be a date, maybe the date of their police clearance, but I'm just going to do a flag. So let's talk about these three types of things. Date is obviously the date. Maybe it's the date they received their police clearance or what have you. Flag is what we want. Flag is essentially yes, no, 0, 1. Okay, that's what I kind of want to use. And then character, the third one, is a little text box. So you can actually type in some details. You know, John went to the police station and blah, blah, blah. Like in this particular instance, I think the flag would be the most useful. So I'm going to click on flag. I'm going to click save. Okay. And you say, well, okay, fine. Well, what does that do? That didn't seem to do much. It added this little line. Now here is the, I hope for you, really cool part, especially if you're into kind of collecting data for all the members and getting, you know, hopefully you'll find this useful. I'm going to go to, so I've created a new custom field called police clearance. How do we use this? So I'm going to go to my profile. I'm going to use the top blue tabs. I'm going to click here on my ClubRunner. And then I'm going to click here on my profile. I'm just going to edit my profile. Okay, and I'm going to scroll down a little bit. Now, like I said, sure, we've got first name, sure, we've got, you know, date of birth, we've got address and all that. If you go down to custom fields, I've now expanded the ClubRunner database. I now have a custom field. I'm going to click edit, and let's just say I'm one of the volunteers who's volunteering with children. I'm going to click here on edit. Right now, I don't have a police clearance because I chose the basically yes, no. Let's say I have my certificate from the police department. I'm going to check. I'm going to click save. Okay. And if you scroll down, I'm now cleared to volunteer with children because I have my police clearance. It's valid. You may decide I need an extra field. Okay, police clearance is fine. I need to know because sometimes they are only valid for a year or whatever. I need to know when the police clearance expires, etc., etc. The point is you've now got an extra field and you've got several extra fields. And think of it as, we like to call them data points. So you've now got more information that you can store about your members other than just the city that they live in and so on and so forth. Now let's take it a step further. Fine, you've got this information in. I said, let's say about 5 people need police clearance in my club. Well, which 5? I don't want to sift through, you know, let's say you have a huge club. I don't want to sift through 100, 150 member profiles. You don't have to. So I'm going to scroll up a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go back up to the top blue menus and I'm going to go here to membership. So all these links. I'm going to click on membership and I'm going to click on download member data right here. Okay. Some of you might be familiar with this already. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to unselect all because I don't need everybody's zip code and address line too. And when I click on unselect all, it unchecks all the boxes. If you're unfamiliar with download member data, you never used it before, maybe this is the first time you've ever seen download member data, we're going to create a custom Excel file. I'm going to clock, you can clock myself. I'll give myself a minute. Let's see what I can do in the next minute. Okay. So I want the first name in the Excel file. I want the last name. Honestly, okay, how about email? And you know what, we'll just leave it at that, but you get the picture. You can choose all the different fields you want, including, and it's always going to be at the end. Your custom fields will always be at the very end. It's not alphabetical. Police clearance, yes. Who's got police clearance? So I got my first name, last name, email, and police clearance. I'm going to scroll down. Now there's more. We're not going to cover it because remember FAQ today. We're not going to go too in depth into this. There's a lot more which I'm going to scroll down and gloss over. And I'm going to click generate because I just want a report of all the people who have police clearance. I did that a little fast. I clicked on generate and then it'll take you back to the top of the screen. It says data successfully generated. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll back down. And now at the bottom of the screen is a little download button. Let's download this, okay. Creates a little Excel file. And then let me bring this over, okay. And there you go. Now the Excel file, you know, you need to just, here, sorry. So like I said, I think my minute's up, but that's okay because this is what I wanted right here. I'll make this bold and I'll make this red so you can see it. Okay, I'm the one with police clearance. You can skim the entire membership in one glance and be like, listen, only Mickey's input is. What about the other 4 people? They need to input their police clearance. So not only can you create more data points for yourself, you can organize everything, and you can, you know, export a report to meet your needs. Okay, let me just close this off.
All right,
All
that's
right.
great, Mickey. I also want to add, aside from custom fields that you can add onto the standard fields or membership fields on ClubRunner, custom fields is something that actually members can update on their own when they log into their profile. Like say, for example, police clearance. It's something that, each member of the club, when they log in, they click on My ClubRunner, view their profile, update that. They can update that on their own. So if you do want a few fields um, where only staff members, okay, not every member of the club can update that. You can also make use of designations, okay. So quickly, I'm going to show you here. When you go on to like membership, you click on member designations, okay. So here you can manage designations. So just a really quick sample here. You do have like say Bequest Society, past district officer. What I'm going to add here, because I can add a new designation, and I don't believe I have that yet, is I'm going to give it a code P. Okay, and I think most of us know what that means, right? Um, I don't have an icon right now ready, but you get, if you do have that icon from the Rotary Brand Center, you can add that as well. So now what I did is I just added a designation here, right? Paul Harris Fellow. So now I can show members or add members for this designation. So here I'm going to go back, assign designations, right? Like say, for example, let's go back to Erica. Okay, I'm going to edit her designation. Yes, she is a Paul Harris Fellow. Now, this is only something that officers or staff members can access. Regular members cannot edit their designations. Okay, that's just something I wanted to add aside from custom fields. Okay, back to you, Mickey.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Here, let me just. That's fantastic. I'm glad you covered that. I'm actually gonna put it right back to you, Jeff. So here, I'm gonna just share my screen really quickly, and so we can move on to the next question, which is aside from website and emails, and we actually get this a lot. ClubRunner just designs websites, right? Well, what else does it do? And this is for Jeff. Oh, sorry, Jeff, you're muted.
All
You're
right,
okay.
so
Yeah.
sorry about that. ClubRunner is more than just a website. So I do get asked that question a lot as well. Um, aside from website and emails, what else does ClubRunner do? So, we do provide more features and functionalities for most of you guys that are on this virtual conference. It's more than just a website, and it's more than just um, sending out emails and creating bulletins, right? So we do have like the attendance module. I just quickly showed you the member designations and contacts module, that you guys can use for tracking non-members of the club. We have the duty roster as well, kind of like meeting responsibility. So you can actually like create a list of tasks, who's responsible for every meeting, and some of these features and modules will be, my colleagues will be talking about them more in detail in tomorrow's or day two of our conference tomorrow, like event registrations and volunteering, right? And the financials as well. So creating invoices for membership dues. For the most part, if we go on to our website, clubrunner.ca or clubrunner.com. Okay. Really quickly on the top, you can see, let's just go on here, features on our site. Okay, so you know about the website designer. We do have that membership directory, right? We do have that contacts module that I just demoed, right? So it's clearly more than just, website and email communication on ClubRunner. And once you do log in onto your ClubRunner site, again, just looking through the different modules, features on the top level menu, right? You're gonna see that you can do more. And just going back, how do I learn about all the different modules? It's overwhelming. It is. It's overwhelming for one person. Like you only have, 1 year as probably secretary of the club or, as president of the club. It's only for 1 year, right? So again, best way, form that committee, right? Um, delegate the responsibility for the different modules onto, different members of the club, and then point them to our not just the community website, but to our support website as well, because that site has a lot of resources, not just from the KB articles, but we do have training videos and we have recorded webinars available as well. Okay, back to you, Mickey.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Now, there was a question that I'm actually, and I'm looking at the clock, so I'm actually going to skip it, and we'll see if we can get back to it if we have time. I have, I guess, more, and now this question was answered in Sean's 101 webinar from this afternoon. That's the only reason I'm skipping it. It's not because, I'd love to cover it, but it was sort of covered this afternoon. What wasn't covered is going to be, and I'm going to ask Jeff, please, if you could do this question as well, because you're doing an excellent job. Is ClubRunner available only in English?
So yeah, I want to answer that question. So Mickey, ClubRunner is not available just in English. Okay, so while we do have American English or US English, Canadian English, and Australian English, we actually have 13 other languages that we do support. Okay, so on our website, we do publish other languages that we do support, and it's very multilingual. So it's not just for Rotary clubs, districts in the United States and Canada. We actually have close to over 98% of Australia using ClubRunner, but we do have 4 Italian districts, using ClubRunner. So it is available in Italian. We have 3 districts in Sweden that are using ClubRunner. We do have it available in Spanish and French, of course. And we have districts and clubs in Europe using ClubRunner. So we are GDPR compliant for our friends in Europe. And again, 98% of Australia is on ClubRunner, and about 100% of clubs and districts in New Zealand are using ClubRunner.
Oh, and Jeff, I wanted to just say, because all of this is excellent, we have some wonderful Rotarians around the world, and they're helping us. Our ClubRunner's translation project is a huge worldwide project, and we have some wonderful members from Sweden and from other countries who are helping us to translate because we're not native Swedish speakers and so forth. So I did want to really just give a shout out to all of our amazing translators out there who are helping us to translate ClubRunner into as many languages as possible. You know what, Jeff? Just because I want to make sure we respect the time, so I'm going to move on to the next question. Okay, and I'm going to just share my screen here. So, does ClubRunner have a free mobile app? Gee, I'm glad you asked that. So here, let's go. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to go back here to clubrunnersupport.com, and mobile app sounds like a pretty nice thing to put into the search. So I'm going to type mobile app, and it looks like something did come up, ClubRunner mobile app for clubs and districts. That looks pretty promising. So I want to talk very briefly once more. We've got a wonderful session tomorrow. I'm actually kind of excited about it because this is our mobile app video. It's a teaser. It's about 1 minute long. It does a major overview of all the major features. Tomorrow we're going to have a more in-depth session with Michael about the mobile app. So I'm really excited about that because we've done some previews of it, and it's awesome. Now, what is the mobile app? The mobile app is your club and district directory in your pocket. So what do I mean by that? You can install the mobile app on any mobile device, and it's free to use for iPhone or for Android. There's no cost to the club members themselves. They just go to the iTunes store, they go to the Android store, they search for ClubRunner. They'll be able to download it for free. I'm going to see if I can just, once again, this is a teaser today. This is a preview of what's going to be happening tomorrow, much more in depth. I'm going to see if I can do this with the sound off. So the if you haven't already seen this before, you have your member directory. You can access member profiles. You can call people. You can email people. This is all inside the app. You can also do the same thing for the district. So if the district is also with ClubRunner, now you can email or contact your district secretary. This is all inside the app as well. On top of all that, not only can you view club events, and that's what the video is getting to view club events, you can register for club events using the mobile app, inside the mobile app. So here, I'm just going to pause. Once again, I am glossing over some information that is still valid. I haven't talked really about. You can view your attendance inside ClubRunner. There's stories. But like I said, today's a thumbnail sketch. We're going to fill in a lot of the details tomorrow when we do our formal session on the ClubRunner app. A really big takeaway from the app is there's zero cost. If you don't like it, you can install it and then just uninstall it if you're if you don't like it. So far, I've been to I've been to a couple pets before COVID-19 happened in March. Those pets I went to, I never met somebody who uninstalled the app. They put it on and they're like, "Holy cow, we don't have to print member directories anymore." And they're super ecstatic, and they love the price because it is $0 right now. It's included in your club and district membership. I do want to just mention something, and I'm sorry. We're going to get into this in greater detail tomorrow. It's okay if you don't have a club website. You can still download the app if the district is with ClubRunner. In other words, your club, it doesn't have a ClubRunner website, but your district does. Your district covers you. The club that is not with ClubRunner can still download the district version of the app. Well, one more time, there's a lot more to talk about there. I'm going to stop just for the sake of time. Hopefully, it kind of whetted your appetite for tomorrow, and it'll be covered in greater detail tomorrow. All right. Here, sorry. Okay. So actually, this is something that I want to address, and is ClubRunner cloud-based. So what does cloud-based mean here? I'm just going to go here, and I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. A lot of people, what they say is, or what they ask me, sometimes I get that question even at Pets. How do I download ClubRunner? Okay, so ClubRunner is cloud-based in the sense that everything is stored essentially mobily. There's not one desktop computer or laptop or whatever that you have to take around with you. Any laptop, any device, iPad Pro, what have you. A lot of people have Android tablets. You log into the ClubRunner website, and you have instant information to whatever you had on your desktop, laptop, iPad Pro at home. So if you're visiting your relatives in San Diego and you left your laptop at home in wherever you live, Michigan, and you're like, boy, I'd really love to, go into ClubRunner and have a look around. All you need to do is borrow your relative's, a computer device with internet, and it's all there. So it's less about, there's really nothing to download with ClubRunner. It's all on the website with your login, and it's all instant and it's all there for you. So you could technically be anywhere in the world and access all the information in ClubRunner anywhere you'd like. So that's kind of what we mean when we refer to cloud-based computing, right? There's not a central device that you can access it anywhere. And I believe the last one is for Jeff.
All right, so I think we're on to the last question compiled by our team members. Is ClubRunner just for Rotary clubs? So quick answer is no. We do have quite a few other groups and organizations using ClubRunner. So just going back onto our website here, either go on to clubrunner.ca, or you can even use the .com extension, clubrunner.com. You'll be presented with our website, and under resources, click on visit live sites. So here you're going to see a partial listing of other Rotary clubs that we've collected. We periodically look if we see a nice looking site, like say for example, Rotary Club of Castro Valley, right? Um, just quickly here, they've done a great job with their ClubRunner site. But we do have other groups and organizations that are using ClubRunner as well. Okay, so just this is really just a quick sales pitch. If you belong to another group, another organization other than Rotary, and you think ClubRunner would be a good use, yeah, definitely. We do cater to other groups and organizations using ClubRunner, and also if you belong to a larger organization, we do have a sister product as well, which may be able to help with your membership management needs. Okay, and a lot of people, just to follow up with that, a lot of people are not aware. ClubRunner was actually founded by a Rotarian who is a past president of a Rotary Club here in the Greater Toronto area. So we do have our link, our ties with Rotary, going back to the day that we started, and we're just fortunate that since or after 2003, since then, we've now served several thousand clubs worldwide, over 35 countries, and over being used in over 11 languages. Um, so it's a testament to you guys who have signed up, joined us in this webinar, and continuing to follow us. Okay. And again, I also want to thank my team. So I guess we're wrapping up, Mickey. I do want to thank my team members as well, um, who did join us for day one of this virtual conference.